Welcome back, everyone. It's finally spring here in northern Michigan, and it has been an unusually wet and rainy spring, which led me to spending a few afternoons and evenings just working on 3 different simple DIY projects. The first thing that I started with was super easy, something anyone could do. All you'll need are a few acrylic paints, some paint brushes, water jar, and small round or oval canvases. I found this frame a while back, and this is just the stock photo, and I thought it would be fun to paint a little scene or maybe some flowers and finally fill that frame with a little DIY art. Painting is always so relaxing for me. It's something that I don't put any pressure on myself when I'm painting. I'm not looking to sell my artwork, and I'm not really an artist. I just really enjoy painting once in a while. I honestly just use it as a form of relaxation, and it's the perfect peaceful craft on rainy afternoons like this. This afternoon, I painted a little floral scene and then an outside landscape, which I thought they both looked pretty cute in this frame. The next thing I decided to tackle was a project using clay. Now, you guys know I have backyard chickens, and every day I collect the eggs. I thought it would be fun to try and make an egg holder to either use in the refrigerator or just on my countertop with my fresh eggs. So I grabbed a paper egg carton that I had on hand, and I trimmed off the center sections that were sticking up higher than the edges and cleaned that up a little bit. I grabbed some of my white clay and a rolling pin and rolled out a block of clay. Then I traced the container, leaving it about an inch around the edge. And then I peeled the clay off my parchment paper and then just placed it on top of my egg carton. Then I used gravity, and it just picked up the egg carton and dropped it on the counter a few times. And that worked really great to get the clay to kind of settle into the egg carton and start getting its shape. Next, I grabbed a little dish of water and a real egg. Now, you could hard boil your egg. I didn't, and I didn't have any trouble with it. I took my egg, I dipped it in the water before using it to round out each little divot. So I just kind of worked the clay with my hands for a little while before trimming the edges. Now this clay takes anywhere from 3 to 5 days to dry, and I found that to be true. So I did have to give this a couple of days to dry before I was able to start painting it. Once the tray was dry, I got some of my really fine watercolor paintbrushes and some bright cobalt blue paint. And I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to paint on this tray, but I knew I wanted it to be floral and I wanted it to look kind of whimsical. So practicing really helped me. I came up with a little flower design and decided to paint it on all the high spots down both centers of the egg tray. Then I wanted to add a little more whimsy, so I added a polka dot. Once I had all those polka dots done, I decided to do an even more whimsical border around the edges and added a few more polka dots. Then I gave the tray a few hours to dry before sealing it with a high gloss sealer, and this is how it turned out. I had this idea quite a while ago, so I'm glad I finally took the time to make it, and I actually wish that I had taken the time to do it sooner. I think it's so cute and it looks beautiful sitting on the counter. If you know somebody that has backyard chickens, maybe your mom or your sister or a friend, I think this would make such a sweet Mother's Day present. I definitely encourage you to try this project. So now let's move on to the third and last simple project that I'm going to share in this video. I purchased this lamp a long time ago. I couldn't even tell you where, maybe from Target, maybe Home Goods, who knows. I think it's a little boring, a little drab. I'm not at all excited about the lampshade, and the distressed wood is just kind of dated, but I do like the shape of it. So we're gonna give this lamp a very simple but transformative makeover. The first thing I did was remove the lampshade and just tape off anything that I didn't want to get paint on. And before I started painting, I gave the lamp a really good wipe down because it was a little dusty. Now for this project, I'm just going to use things that I have on hand, which, as you guys know, we're building a house. So I have many samples of paint in all different colors that I've been testing out for the new house. So of course I've got all of these little pots of paint that I don't want to go to waste. I have a bunch from the Little Green Paint Company. I've also got a slew of samples from Farrow and Ball. So today I'm going to be using one of those. Once I finished the first coat, I did go ahead and give it a second coat just to be sure that I had full coverage. Now the look I'm going for this was high gloss, but since I didn't have any high gloss samples on hand and I wanted to reuse what I had, I just decided to use one of my samples and go ahead and give it a coat of high gloss sealer once the paint was dry. While the sealer was drying, I moved on to working on the lampshade. I had 2 yards of this multicolored fabric. It's got florals on it. It's a really pretty print, and I thought it would make a great lampshade. I started out by measuring my lampshade, and because my lampshade was 10 inches tall, I cut my fabric into 11-inch strips. Once I had all my strips of fabric cut, then I ran the edges through my sewing machine to make one long continuous piece of fabric. This step isn't completely necessary because we're going to be using hot glue to apply this. So if you don't have a sewing machine, you could definitely do this just by folding the raw edge under as we pleat the fabric, and you can apply it with hot glue. You definitely don't need to have a sewing machine or be able to sew to do this project. Once I had my panels sewn together, I got my ironing board out and pressed the fabric really well just to make sure I didn't have any wrinkles. So for this lampshade, I wanted it to look very puckered and pleated, but I didn't want it to look really uniform. I didn't want each pleat to be perfect. I wanted it to just be really bunched up. So I took my fabric back to my sewing machine and ran the top edge through my sewing machine, just kind of puckering it up and folding it as I went, pushing it under my sewing foot. Now, I didn't do the top and the bottom of this fabric, I just did the top. And that's important because we're gonna apply the top part of this to the lampshade first. And the top of a lampshade is typically a little smaller than the bottom. There's a 2-inch difference between the top and the bottom of my shade. So next we're gonna apply this all the way around the top of the lampshade using hot glue and only working with about 2-inch sections at a time. And of course I was being very careful not to burn myself because hot glue is very, very hot. Now, once I had all of the fabric glued to the entire perimeter of the top of the lampshade, I went back and I cut out 2-inch strips of fabric and ironed them and folded the top and the bottom sides towards the center, and then also ironed a center crease down that fabric. So basically I'm making a trim piece to finish off the top edge. So I'm gluing it around the entire perimeter as well as folding it over the top and then hot gluing it to the inside of that lampshade as well. So not only does it have a finished look on the outside of the lampshade, but it also makes for a nice clean edge on the inside of the shade. Next, it was time to attach the fabric to the bottom of the lampshade. To do this, I flipped the lampshade upside down, resting the top of the lampshade on the table. Then I gathered small sections about 1 or 2 inches wide and just used my hands to make the puckered up pleated look that I wanted and pulled straight up and around the lampshade, pressing it into that hot glue and making sure that all my little pleats were, going vertically straight up and that nothing was going to the left a little or to the right a little. So I just repeated this over and over and over until I got all the way around until I was back where I started from. Then I just ran a very small bead of hot glue down the fabric and, because I can't sew them together at this point, and I just folded them in and just hot glued them together and then created my little pleats and attached them to the bottom of the lampshade. Once I had everything in place exactly where I wanted it, I did go around with my scissors and trim off that extra inch. I ended up having a little bit more than I thought I would. So I took my time to get that really nice and clean before adding that last piece of fabric around the entire perimeter of the bottom of the lampshade. Every time I add more color and texture and patterns into my home feels so much more curated. It feels a lot more cozy. It feels so much more like home. It's so much fun to add these handmade things into our homes. It can make our house feel so much more personal, and I'm all for anything that makes our homes feel more cozy on rainy spring days like today. I hope some of these simple little projects inspire you to either make something totally new, or who knows, maybe you'll take something in your home that you like and turn it into something that you love. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in today's video. Bye guys.